I know I don't usually do these videos while I'm walking. I try to sit still and focus a little more on what I'm saying. But the topic today, man, is it's one of those things where I kind of got to clear my head as I walk and think about things and talk about things. It was brought to my attention this week that a former classmate of mine took his life. And I know I post a lot of stuff about depression and suicide and how it affects, all of us. And I don't want to say any names, but me and this guy, we weren't close by any means. We were casual friends at best. If I saw him, we would talk. I did know him for a long time. Since junior high, which is a real long time considering that I graduated high school 20 years ago. And this was a guy that had a lot of demons. He had a lot of the same issues that I had. We dealt with addiction, and from what I understand, he was clean. He was doing better. And I don't know the story. I don't know the circumstances. But there are a lot of correlations between his life and my life. What happened to him. What could have happened to me. What has almost happened to me. What is still possible to happen to me. Depression's, it's not like a lot of things. It can be set off at any time by anything. It doesn't just happen to people who are down on their luck. It happens to movie stars, rock stars, rich people, important people, powerful people. It happens. It doesn't know race. It doesn't know social or economic standards. It doesn't know sex or gender. Depression is something that affects, just about every demographic of people, man. It doesn't even stop with adults. Kids take their lives too. Young men, young women, they're taking their lives before they even have a chance to see how good or bad it could really even be. And it's tragic. It's tragic when anyone takes their life, because there's missed opportunities on their part, but really there's more missed opportunities on our part, because we didn't see it. We didn't step up and help. And, we didn't take time out of our busy schedules to check on our loved ones to make sure they were okay. And as someone who has pretty much pushed every single person in his life away, or watched them leave, because it is demanding. It is hard to suffer from depression and find somebody to lean on, and you just lean on them too much, and they just can't take it. It takes a strong person not to bail, because it's work. It's almost like a full-time job to be there for someone who is suffering, because even though you don't believe it, when you're depressed, when that person has something to go do, they're not abandoning you, man. They have a life too. And you don't even think they're abandoning you. Really, they're not, but deep down inside, you tell yourself they are, that you're not good enough, that they don't want you. And I think what I really want to say is because the correlation between mine and his lives, you know, we both struggled with addiction, and I've been pretty much clean for almost a year now. I had one misstep, and I regretted it instantly. But being clean is 10 times harder than being an addict, than being a junkie, than being a drunk, than being any of that, because drugs and alcohol are how we deal with the emotional pain and the torment that we feel inside. You know, and we do that self-fulfilling prophecy of we drink because we're miserable, and then we're miserable because we drink, or we do the drugs because we're miserable, but we're miserable because we do the drugs. But once you take the drugs away, you just find that misery. You don't have anything else to put in there. And as you go through being sober, being clean, I mean, that's when that depression really kicks in. That's when you really feel alone, and that's when you really need somebody. So what I want to tell everybody is, if you have any friends, man, that sobered up, reach out to them. You know, even if it's been a year, 2 years, you know, even if it's been 2 months, just reach out and say, hey, how you doing, man? You know, you want to do something, man. If you drink, fine, man, that's on you. If you party, that's on you. But if you really care about someone, take a day out of your life. Go hang out with that person without drinking, without partying. Just take a day and say, man, let me go see my friend. Let me go see somebody that I am still close to, or I used to be close to. Because I think there's a lot of people that didn't see this coming, and there's probably some people out there that, had they made that chance, had they taken that time, and I'm not saying they could have saved a life, but they could have gotten one last memory with someone that they cared about. They could have done something, maybe not. I mean, you know, it's ultimately up to the person themselves what they want to do. But you know, making a difference, man, making a difference in someone's life, to me, at least at this stage in my life, is more important than having a good time every day. Taking a day off to be with somebody who might be at the end of their rope, who might not feel like they can reach out to anyone. You know, the stigma of depression, the stigma of suicide, it's still there. You know, it's 2019. People have been killing themselves for centuries, and you know, we're still afraid to talk about it because it makes you weak. So, man, maybe take a little initiative, reach out to some people, see how they're doing, check on them, spend some time with them, do some stuff that they want to do that doesn't involve the drugs and the alcohol. Something that'll take their mind off of it, get some lasting memories, because you never know when it's all going to end. Thanks for watching.